What's happening, boys? Will Freeman, RevolutionaryLifestyleDesign.com, coming at you on part 3 of how to make money online. Talking about increasing income. Part 1 was how to sell a service. Part 2 was selling products. Talked about Amazon FBA, dropshipping, blogging, why I recommended selling a service. Now we're going to talk about how to make more money online, all right? Increasing your income. This applies to product-based business or service-based business, and there's 6 ways to do it. So without further ado, number 1, change the price, all right? Test. If you are not testing your price, you are slacking on your macking, okay? You got to make sure that you have the optimal price. Otherwise, you are cheating yourself of money. Usually, increasing price is the best way to make more money off of price. I priced my book, How to Fuck Women Properly, anywhere from $10 up to $40, and I barely noticed the difference in my conversion rates from $10 to $40. I was shocked. So naturally, I've chosen the higher end of the pricing range because I converted almost the same rate at $10 as I do at $40. At the end of the day, what that shows me is that the guy who's willing to buy is high on the product. He's willing to buy whether that product is $10 or $40, and the guy who's lukewarm isn't gonna buy it even at. He's not gonna buy it at $40 for sure, but he's still not even invested enough to buy it at $10. And $10, I consider that like throwaway money, which is very surprising that it converted like that, but it does. So that's something you gotta understand from testing. All right. And if you can't charge more, then it means your product's not good enough. Okay. If you can't charge the top rate in your industry, it means you're not good enough. And to me, that means you need to go back to the drawing board. You should be aiming for the best product in your industry every time you put something out. Every time I put a book out, I read all the other books about that subject, make sure that mine's the best, or at least I think it's the best. You should, at least when you're putting something out, it doesn't matter if you're selling some random shit on Amazon, you should be like, this is the best thing, this is the best product out there. Otherwise, what's the point? What's the point of putting out substandard garbage? You want the best product and you want to be able to charge the most for it because it's the best. That's how you make the money. You make money on higher margins usually. Okay, not always. Sometimes you can do the Walmart model where you just undercut price like crazy. But in my experience in business, charging more almost always is the fucking first move and almost always is good for profit. Almost always. Number 2, increasing your conversion rates. All right. I hate long scrolling sales pages as much as you guys do, yet I have them on my site. When I released my first book, How to Get Laid on Tinder, I know it's a very classy and elegant title, I had no long scrolling sales page. I was just coming out of being a professional salesman, and I just wanted to present the information and let people buy, not use emotion. And I just had like point form bullet facts for it, and the book sold way less than I expected. So I wrote a long scrolling sales page, and I increased my conversion rate by something like 300%. Needless to say, I kept that fucking sales page because they work at the end of the day. I used authority, influence, inflections, benefits. I managed objections. I used an emotional call to action. And I did it where I was still speaking my own words and didn't feel like a complete sellout, and that I still had like brand integrity. I didn't like and I don't like writing those long scrolling sales pages, but money talks, and at the end of the day, I'm a for-profit businessman. So I went 50% in. 50% I used my sales training, the other 50% I held back on like really insane promises and words that scream generic garbage internet marketer to me that I hate, because I hate those guys and I wanted to separate myself from being one of those guys. So I went like 50% in, and that worked for me in terms of maintaining my brand integrity and making more money. Also, on the fucking checkout, the conversion rate is super important. On your checkout, like, is the final step. I use Gumroad for my checkout because they just have a nice quick pop-up box, and all it has is the email and then whether you want to go to PayPal or just credit card number, and then the three numbers on the back. And it's super easy. The last thing you want on your checkout is like a fucking 30 lines of forms. That makes people not want to buy. You want as frictionless checkout as possible, and you want an effective sales page for your product or services. Those are the keys to increasing your conversion rate. Number 3 way of increasing your income online is increasing traffic. This is probably the most important, if not tied for the most important with number 6, which we'll get to later. So there's 2 ways to increase your traffic online. There is advertising. The major ones are Google AdWords and Facebook ads. However, unless your product or services is $200, ads are not going to be worth your time, most likely. An example was in my tech business, where we had a $60 product that helped Canadians move that we invented. It was the only one on the market. Yet it cost us $60 to get clients in there. So by the time we went to market, which was like a year and a half in, we couldn't price it any higher than $60, and it cost us $60 to get a sale. So we were break even on AdWords, and the organic traffic was just not possible for us in that particular niche. It was too small a niche. So we were break even. If we were able to charge $200 for that service, we would have made a lot of money, but we weren't able to charge $200. We weren't able to get that. We weren't able to get people across the line at that price point. So that's a very important thing to know. You have to know how much you're going to charge. You have to know how much advertising costs in your industry. And you want your advertising cost to be, or you want your product or service to be over $200, because chances are over $200 you're going to be able to afford advertising. And if it's more expensive, that's usually better. Although not always. Like real estate, I know it's not online, but real estate is a very expensive service. But advertising for real estate, if you're a broker in like New York or Toronto, it will cost you an absolute fortune to get that top rank spot. So over $200 is where you're aiming for. More expensive is usually better, but not always. What you want is an expensive niche that doesn't have a ton of competition in it, which is why I tell guys when they do a service-based business to niche their type of site. Like if you're doing copywriting, like niche your copywriting for the mining industry or finance or whatever. Like you're the finance copywriting guy, or you're the fucking, I don't know, drop shipping copywriting guy, or the whatever you think is a profitable niche that is less competitive and gives you that edge, right? So that takes you outside of the direct competitors where you can rank higher on Google paid advertising for cheaper if you've niched yourself correctly. All right, that's important. But as I said, above $200, I'll give you an example of where advertising was very effective. It's an offline business, but my buddy was a car broker in Toronto. Basically, he would negotiate your car deal for free, and whatever he saved you off of the sticker price, he would take 20% of that. So on average, he was making like $500 to $1,000 per negotiation, because he was very good. He knew the MSRP, he knew how much wiggle room he had, and he would be able to get like, $3, $4, $5, sometimes $10,000 off the price of a car, because he's very good at negotiating. And it was a win-win situation where he would only get paid if he saved you X amount. So he did this all with no outbound calls. He did it with like $500 of AdWords a month, okay? And he would literally make back his entire advertising budget with just one client, which would be at least $500 in revenue, usually more, plus the referral that they would give him, and they would probably come back to him in like 5 or 6 years when they're going to buy a new car. So advertising was super effective for him because his price point was so high and because he was niche. There were not a lot of car brokers who offered that particular deal in Toronto. More than likely they were operating illegally, or they were operating kind of like a consultation where you have to pay them for each transaction. So he had a very good business model. He was niched well, and the paid advertising worked very well for him. All right. I don't advertise on RLD because my ebooks are like $30 or $40, and it's just not worth it to advertise. I would probably lose money on advertising because they're nowhere in the ballpark of being $200 price point. So that's advertising. We're still on number 3 here, increasing traffic. The second point is organic traffic, okay? Organic traffic is what you get from writing things like blog posts. And I've read so much on SEO, and I'll just give you like what 99% of my results come from. I get 100,000 visitors a month. It's all organic traffic. It comes from 3 things, all right? Good content, that's number 1, okay? Can't get traffic. If Google sees people come to your site and fucking pump and dump every article, they're not gonna rank you higher. People need to stay on the site for a couple of minutes, and you do that by writing good content. And you write articles around what people are searching for. And to do that, you use the Yoast plugin, which is a free WordPress plugin to show you how to set up your article for the content keyword, okay? And you find the content keyword from Google AdWords. You log into your Google AdWords account, and then you search how many people are looking for, like, you know, how to do copywriting or something like that, or like I need a copywriter or whatever, okay? And at first you start competing on like the lower levels for like 500 to 1,000 searches, and then as you get bigger, you can be competing for like 5,000 to 10,000 to like now I write stuff where I'm competing for 40,000 visitors a month from one article. With that said, okay, you only use the AdWords to tweak something that you're already like writing. Well, maybe only 1 out of 10 of my articles are optimized for Google, and it was something that I was gonna write already. Because 9 out of 10, I know that a lot of people aren't gonna be searching for them. Like, how to make money online. This series right now, I know is gonna do well in Google. All right, so this is one of the series that is going to be optimized for Google, and in the article I'm going to make sure the keyword shows up a few times, not too many to get me in trouble, but it will show up in the first paragraph, maybe another time or another 2 times throughout that article to see if I can rank. If I can rank, it'll do very well. I'm using YouTube as well. YouTube is very good for ranking. YouTube will most likely rank better than the article on my site because YouTube is such a powerful authority. So these YouTube videos will probably rank higher than the articles on my site. And the AdWords tool, just remember, okay, you want the article to be like 2,000 words, but only like every 5 to 10 articles. And it should be something you're doing anyways. This idea came to me as something I was doing anyways, and then I thought, what's the most optimized title for that? I didn't even have to use AdWords for this one because I know how to make money online is going to be a very heavily searched term, okay? But usually I don't even bother to optimize my title because I know no one's going to be looking for it, right? Like I did a video on how to defend yourself against your demons. No one's going to be looking for that specific title. I could have wrote, how to defend against depression, or could have worked it around depression. I wrote one article called How to Fight Depression, but I like the sound of that title. I wanted, to do that specifically. If it looks like everything you do is just for like the AdWords rank, like, the most generic clickbait type of shit, and every article you put out, you're going to lose fucking brand integrity. Okay, you want it to be like 1 out of 10 articles, something that you're going to be doing anyways, something that's useful to your readers, and just tweak the title a little bit if you think that it's going to be search worthy. If you think that, like this one, I know there's going to be searches, so I'm going to, choose the title, How to Make Money Online, right? That's the move. That's where 99% of my traffic comes from. It comes from like 10% of my articles, primarily sex and dating, that are on topics that people search for, that have a little tweak in the title, and the keyword is repeated maybe 1 or 2 times throughout the article, and that's it. I have 100,000 visitors a month. The vast majority are from those particular articles, all right? So that's something to keep in mind. Just don't put out garbage articles just for the sake of some clickbait or getting Google in there. If this is going to be your, like I call it like a flagship article, right? if you know that's a heavy search term, you want to spend extra time on that article. You want to make sure it's extra good. You want to make sure it's a bit longer. You want to make sure it's the definitive fucking guide that is better than everything else, so that people are going to stay on it longer, and therefore Google is going to reward it, and you're going to move up in the search ranking. Just like putting out a product, okay? If I'm writing the definitive guide to something, or if I'm writing, how to do this, and I know there's going to be a lot of search volume for it, I'm going to make sure mine's the best. I want mine to be the fucking best, so that everyone's going to click on it and my traffic increases, right? Makes sense. So that's traffic. Number 4, okay, ways to increase your income is promote products. I promote my products on my site. You can see my articles or my books are plastered all over my fucking site. All right, that's one of the things I do. That's a little bit of an internet marketer thing, but they're all my fucking books. I barely promote any affiliate stuff, so I figure fuck it. Guys know I gotta get paid, so there it is. I also do a lot of embedded links. In every article, I try to embed 1 or 2 links to my products or to other other high traffic articles that have links to my products. Like every article I write has links to both of my articles on my site, and most likely a link to one of my products when it's useful. If it's not useful to that article, like there's some articles that don't, I'm not going to jam it in there, because then it looks like I have low integrity and I'm just like shoving something in there that doesn't make sense. And the guy clicks on it, he's going to be like, what the fuck is this? Why would you waste my time? And then I'm going to lose integrity with that guy. All right, so you can promote products on site, promote products on social media. I don't do much of that because I don't like to fucking spam guys with stuff. I promote once it comes out, and then I promote my articles. I much prefer to promote my articles, because I know when the guy clicks on the articles, he's going to see my ads anyways, and he's going to see the embedded links. And instead of interrupting him with like, hey, motherfucker, buy this, I'm saying, here's some content to help you. And then if he chooses permission-based to click on that content, then he can choose again to permission-based click on one of the links in the article. It's not just like I'm interrupting your day with this shit. The same goes for the newsletter, right? You can sell and promote on your newsletter. I don't recommend promoting a ton on your newsletter. I'd rather see you promote free content, unless it's not a blog. Like if someone signed up for a service-based business, or you have like a website where you sell products and the guys specifically sign up for your newsletter, then you can promote more on your newsletter. But just remember, like, your newsletter is your fucking brand, and treat it like gold. Put your brand first at all times, and treat your brand like fucking gold. Think that you want those guys to be buying from you 10 years later, okay? You can promote on your newsletter, you can promote on social media, you can promote on your site, but promote just enough so that it doesn't hurt your brand, all right? You never want guys to be like, this guy's a scammer, this guy's a fucking internet marketer, this guy's just always writing every fucking newsletter is about his fucking, buy this, buy that. You don't want that. You're gonna lose a lot of people. So you can promote hard, but not to the point where it hurts your brand, all right? That's number 4, promoting products. Number 5 is promoting affiliate links, okay? That's where you get a referral commission, usually 10 to 20%. Again, this is an area where you want to maintain brand integrity first. So just like where you're writing articles for Google that are going to bring in the traffic, 1 out of 10 articles, I probably write 1 out of 10 articles that's like in a supplement review or some type of review, because again, I don't want guys to come to my site and see 9 out of 10 of my articles are just promoting like this and that, and buy this shit and buy that shit, all right? Also, there's not that much good stuff to promote. There's very fucking few things that I use every day. I'm a minimalist, so like the vast majority of stuff that I use is already up on my site in like 5 or 6 articles. So you have to be very, very careful. Very careful that you're promoting the right stuff. You're not promoting garbage, and that you're not spamming. But with that said, I get a couple $100s a month for my affiliate stuff, so it's quite convenient. Definitely a great avenue to make more money. Lastly, number 6, which I would say is tied with number 3, increasing traffic as the most important way to make money, if not the most important, is number 6, is releasing more products, okay? The most important thing I can do for my site is either increase traffic or release products. At this point, for the next year, I'm just going to be doing increasing traffic because I already pumped out 4 books, so I can kind of coast on that for a while, and I'm just going to be doing content every single day, getting these videos out to you, articles, everything, because I've built that foundation for passive income. But until that point, it took me about 4 years to get to where I am now. Until that point, you're writing books or releasing products. If you're selling products, is going to be the most important thing. If you're selling services, it doesn't apply. But if you're releasing more, if you're selling products, releasing more products is almost always like the most beneficial thing you can do to your business, or at least it is for my business. Because with every new product, you increase your suite of products, you increase the type of customers you get all those customers who bought before to buy in again, and you do what I call the one thing. And the one thing I got from Gary Keller, okay? Highly recommend this book by Gary Keller called The One Thing. This guy is massively successful in commercial real estate. And he says, focus, instead of doing like the 80-20 principle, where 20% of your results come from like 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. He says, take that 20% of your efforts and focus it down onto your one thing. All right, so 20% of my efforts to bring in 80% of my results are getting traffic and releasing products. And he's like, just scale that down to just do the one fucking thing. So as of last year, I was just doing writing products, and I was pumping out products in my productive prime time. So I scheduled 9 a.m. till noon, where I was just writing books. Okay, and that was the most important thing I did last year, and that made me a good amount of money and will keep making me money on that passive income. Now the most important thing for me in 2017 is just getting out content, and I'm doing that in my productive prime time, and I'm going to get out one piece of content, article, audio, video every single day, because that's the most important thing. But with that said, releasing products, right? Most important, if not tied with the most important thing. Very, very good for increasing your online income. If you're getting even a little bit of online income, you should always be thinking about or writing or producing your next product. I made a major mistake not to release a product until 3 years into RLD. I was like, I'm going to get my traffic up, and then I'm going to write a book. I could have wrote that book, and I probably would have made, like, even though I wasn't getting that much traffic in my first year and a half or 2 years, by year 2 to year 3, I was getting a lot. Like, I could have made maybe like 15,000 over that time if I'd released that book earlier, or maybe more. I don't know. So get those products out as soon as you can, and make sure that it's a major priority. All right, make sure it's a big priority, that traffic and products. So those are the 6 points, okay? So to recap, ways to increase your income: change price, usually increase price, increase conversion rates, increase traffic, promote your products more, promote affiliate links, release more products. That's it, boys. As always, I want to thank you for watching this video. I want to thank you for listening on iTunes. I want to thank you for listening on SoundCloud. I want you to check out part 1 of this series and part 2 if you haven't already, and also check out part 4 where I break down passion versus profit, whether you choose a passion-based online business or profit-based online business. That's it for today. As always, I wish you all the best in your personal development journey, and much love to you.